As I've mentioned before, I think I grew up around movie theaters. And the business itself. My dad first owned movie theaters when I was about 4 years old. And I even went on to become a manager at his theater for about 3 years. I haven't yet declared myself a film major, but I do have some film classes starting next week I'm pretty excited about. It's kind of obvious I love films and movies. So, however, I did recently come across an article from MSN.com that showed last year was a 16-year low in cinema attendance. It made me want to do a little bit more research, and in doing so I found that there are actually many contributing factors to the decline of cinema attendance. These factors would be things like the increase of DVD sales, as well as in-home theaters, as well as services like Netflix, Hulu, things like Redbox, and then the theaters itself, constant raise of ticket prices as well as concessions. So let's dive in a little bit deeper here and look at some of the interesting data I found that supports this decline. Things like the increase in accessibility and quality of home theaters have been a major contributing factor. Everyone pretty much has an HD TV nowadays. According to an article that I came across in usatoday.com, titled "Home Theater Gear is Booming Business," annual revenue jumped from $1.9 billion per year in 2006 to $2.9 billion in 2013. It continues to climb. Now, not only is it a little bit nicer to watch a movie at home nowadays, but who here doesn't have their own DVD collection already? DVD sales, an interesting fact, can actually tack on an extra $100 million in revenue for a big blockbuster. It's still a huge avenue of revenue for the theater industry. However, even DVD sales have begun to decrease, mostly to do with streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. Streaming has boomed in recent years and continued to push out the need for traditional movie viewing. Statistics I found from statisticbrain.com show that currently Netflix alone accounts for 30% of all internet traffic at peak hours, with about 27 million subscribers. Now that's 30% of the entire internet is dedicated to Netflix at the evenings. That's huge. Redbox, some of you might know, it's the rapidly growing rental service you can find anywhere outside of McDonald's, grocery stores, etc. Now has over 36,000 locations, and they run about 1.2 million rentals per day. As you can see, that the in-home experience increases, while theaters themselves aren't doing so well at retaining their customers. The rising costs at both the box office and snack bar further drive customers away. According to boxofficemojo.com, adjusted for inflation, you can see here that prices went from $5.08 per ticket in 1999 all the way up to $8.05 in 2013. I didn't mean to hit that yet. Sorry, as you can guess, this affects every customer. Now, with the rising price of the snack bar, currently a large popcorn generally runs for about $7, and a large soda can run for about $5. That means, say, a family of 4 bought a large popcorn to split, and each one getting just a small soda, they'd be spending around $54 for the entire outing for a family of 4. Whereas, of course, they could stay home, use their own home theater, rent a movie from Redbox, pop popcorn themselves, and buy a 2-liter of soda all for less than $10. I don't know about you guys, but this definitely makes me think twice about spending money at the theater. So, in conclusion, whether it's these factors that keep you away from a movie theater, or simply you're one of the ones who don't like cell phone users, the crowd, or even leaving your house, I think it's obvious that there are many contributing factors to the decline in attendance at movie theaters. Any questions?
What's the most popular movie theaters out there right now?
Like chain?
The largest chain?
Cinemark. Yeah, followed by AMC and Regal are other 2 big ones here.
And do you own Netflix?
Oh,
You
yeah.
subscribe to Netflix yourself?
Netflix, yeah. I've been for years.
What about Hulu?
I'm not a Hulu fan. I don't like how many advertisements it has. And even on Hulu Premiere, it's not that fantastic.
Do you think it's necessarily a bad thing that the Cinemark whole deal is going down?
What do you mean?
Like switching over to like the more home theater. Do you think that's actually do you?
I don't think, I mean, personally, I don't believe that the theater, this will happen, that one person will be attending the theater. I think there will always be people who prefer the theater experience, the large crowd, the big laugh, the whole midnight show experience, that sort of a thing to dedicated fans. And there's actually an increase in more like art house movie houses that are more independent and things like that, which is a huge growing avenue in the theater industry right now. But as far as like, I think the traditional megaplex and everybody kind of generally just going to the movies, I think that will show a decline.
Okay.
Do you foresee any changes that the theaters will do to essentially try to gather more customers?
Absolutely. There's all sorts of gimmicks that are already going. We're seeing more and more growth in the snack bar, in that like now they have ice cream or different, you know, there's this whole Ben and Jerry's station itself or different things. I mean, it's no longer just popcorn, soda, and candy. I mean, it's a bunch of things like that. But there's also theaters, I don't know if anybody here has been to them, where they're like a dining experience. I've been to a theater where it's like a normal theater auditorium and you come in and sit down, but then you have a menu and there's a little waiter call button that you'd hit, and like you can order like nachos and chicken wings and like all sorts of kind of regular Applebee's type food. And then they bring it out on a little tray that fits in your cup holder and you watch the movie.
I have a question about that. I've been to one in Dallas, and I lived in Texas, but I haven't been to one here. The one in Dallas, they serve you alcohol in the theater as well.
Yeah.
Is that the case here in Utah?
I haven't been to one here. It was one I went to in Kansas on a layover. But.
Okay. I was just wondering, I mean, I was kind of thinking it probably wouldn't be the case in Utah because of
If
the
one opened
more
in Utah,
strict
yeah,
alcohol
that would be a
rules.
liquor license.
I don't even think they have one
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's more and more popping up all over the place of those types. So. Any other questions?
Okay.
Okay.